I know that you guys are extremely excited about your new puppies. You know how I know? You guys ask me a million questions, and I absolutely love it. I love hearing from you. I love all of the questions that you have to ask me. It's absolutely wonderful. Keep asking questions. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys out and to provide you with the knowledge that I have to help you on your journey as pet parents. Your puppies are growing fast and they're weaning now, which is really exciting because now we're going to see a substantial amount of growth. They've moved to a mush food, which is kibble that's been soaked in water, and they took to it really, really well. With that, you guys have been starting to ask me questions about food. What should you be feeding? How should you be feeding? And why do I feed the food that I currently do? It's the Wild West out there when it comes to pet food, especially dog food. There's very little government regulation from the FDA and the USDA. So when it comes to the dog food that's best for your dog, it's like, what do I do? How do I choose something? There are so many names and labels on the market. What is the best food for my dog? And unfortunately, there's no one right or wrong answer. There's a lot of foods that are going to be exceptional, good quality foods for your dog that your dog is going to do well on. We make decisions on our pet's food for a variety of reasons. So let's talk about some of those. Number 1, brand loyalty or recognition. Sometimes we choose to feed our dogs a specific food because maybe we had a good experience with it with a previous pet, or maybe it's what a lot of other people feed, or because we recognize it on store shelves or from advertisement. Number 2, affordability. We definitely weigh how much we want to spend on our dog's food when considering which brand or which formula we want to buy. The price of dog food from brand to brand can vary significantly, and costs have gone up on everything today. You may see a brand that's a higher price tag and wonder to yourself, is that really worth the price? Is it a better quality food? Number 3, ingredients and quality of ingredients. We often look at the ingredients on the back of the bag or even the formula on the front of the bag and choose a recipe that we think our dog is going to like most. Number 4 is accessibility. How easy is it for me to obtain that food for my dog? If it's hard to find it on the shelves at the grocery store, if it's difficult to find it in my town, if I have to drive 30 minutes out of the way just to buy my dog's food, that's probably going to make me a little irritated every time I go shopping for his favorite food. And number 5, medical conditions. Sometimes dogs get sick, and vets may prescribe a specific veterinary grade formula that's going to be much more beneficial to the dog. Medical conditions can also include something like digestive intolerance or allergies. When it comes to my own experience or expertise in the animal science field, there are a couple diets that I tend to shy away from and suggest others do the same. The first one is boutique brands. These are brands that are very unusual or uncommon. They're new on the market, they have flashy labels, and they likely don't have a nutritionist with a PhD or DVM on staff. The second one is exotic. They kind of go hand in hand with boutique. These recipes tend to have things made with kangaroo meat or alligator on the label. They sound interesting, but again, they may not be ideally formulated for your dog and could be lacking in specific micronutrients that are essential for your dog's health. And the third one is raw food. I just can't get behind a raw food diet. There are too many wild cards involved. And if you slip up once or you get a bad batch, your dog could end up getting sick with a highly pathogenic bacteria. In addition, if that food is contaminated with something like salmonella, your dog could end up being a vector for that and shedding that through its feces throughout your home. And that could make you or a loved one sick in the process. There are some companies who are doing better at preparing their raw food and reducing the pathogen load. However, this food is still incredibly expensive. It gets shipped to you frozen, and you also have to find a place to store it. So raw food is just not something that I can get behind. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to Pottery. Pottery is the food that I have chosen for my own dog and that I feed to your puppies as well. And I strongly encourage you to consider this brand when choosing a food for your dog. Pottery is an all stages of life formula. This means that you don't have to change your puppy over from a puppy to an adult food to a senior food in life. Instead, you will likely be changing the amount of food that you feed your dog based on their life stages or the activity that they're doing. Pottery is completely made in the United States, and nearly all of the ingredients are sourced within the United States. It is a highly digestible, high-quality formula. When choosing a dog food, you want a dog food that has a high level of digestibility. This means that more of the nutrients are getting absorbed into your dog's gut and less ends up on the grass later. Pottery's recipes are anywhere between 85 and 93% digestible. This results in feeding your dog less kibble and results in less waste. Pottery has a wide variety of recipes that are sure to please any dog. They also offer treats, supplements, and a variety of other things for your dog. So now that I've talked about Pottery and all of the benefits of what Pottery has to offer, I'm going to talk about why I chose Pottery personally. For one, they're made in the USA and most of their ingredients are sourced in the United States. I can trust that what I'm feeding my dog is a higher quality product. I also like that the company is very transparent about their formulas, the digestibility of their formulas, and the quality of their ingredients. I love that I feed my dog almost half as much as what she normally ate on a standard commercial brand dog food. And with that, I clean up a lot less waste. I cannot express this enough. Here's an example. Every summer, the grass grows, you have to mow the lawn. And before you mow the lawn, what do you have to do? Clean up the dog poo. When I was feeding Hallie a commercial grade dog food, every week I was filling a grocery bag of dog poo. After transitioning her to Pottery, that grocery bag is less than half full. That to me was very impressive. That means that my money is not just getting wasted. I also noticed that Hallie wasn't hungry between meals. She wasn't coming over to me and begging for more kibble. She wasn't staring at her empty bowl. She just seems more satisfied. Hallie has a really strong digestive constitution. This means that I can usually transition her to different formulas based on her needs or based on what I think she might like. This keeps her interested in her food. I change Hallie's formula based on her activities and metabolic needs. For example, when she's pregnant and lactating, she gets a 30-20 formula, meaning 30% protein and 20% fat. When she's in maintenance, I usually transition her to the white fish and barley because it's slightly leaner and it keeps her figure nice and lean. And that reminds me, no matter what you choose to feed your pet, love them with activity, not food. We want to keep their waistlines nice and trim because that's the healthiest thing that we can do for our dog. If you want to reduce the incidence of arthritis or muscle strain and keep the activity of your dog high and their longevity high, keep them trim. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about how Pottery works. Pottery sells their formulas in 10-pound bags. The price per bag decreases when you buy 30 pounds as opposed to 10. When you order from Pottery, I recommend ordering 30 pounds because that's most cost effective. Now you can't mix and match the formulas. You can buy 30 pounds of one formula and 30 pounds of another. The puppies are currently being fed a half and half formula of the lamb and chickpea and chicken and oatmeal. I've chosen this formula for a number of reasons. Lamb is an excellent protein source. It's lean, but it's high in protein. Also, agriculturally speaking, I love the way in which lamb is raised. I chose chicken because more and more we are anecdotally hearing about dogs that are allergic to chicken. By exposing your puppies to chicken at a young age, I hope to reduce that susceptibility to developing allergies. When the puppies graduate to dry kibble, I'll be adding in a little of the salmon and sweet potato. Salmon is really high in omega-3s. It's great for their coat, and I think it's a wonderful protein source to add to their diet. Pet parents, be on the lookout for an email on how to get started with Pottery.